Hello everybody, I'm Storm here. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Online Endwalker. In the last episode, we went through the side quest series that gave us some backstory on the two archfiends that we fought so far, Scorpione and Barbariccia. So it was interesting, and we've headed back to Pandemonium to continue our investigation into what is going on here, and we're going to be heading into Abyssos as we delve deeper into the mystery. And so we've gotten up to the point where we're going to be heading into the 5th circle to fight the first boss. So that's where we're at. So let's go ahead and get straight on to it. Again, I'm going to be doing this as Sage. And let's go ahead and queue in. And see what we're up against. Abyssos, the 5th circle. While the identity of Pandemonium's assailant is yet unknown, Erichthonios makes no effort to hide his doubts concerning Lahabrea, who he suspects is using the infernal prison for private experimentation. As if to confirm the warder's suspicions, a familiar appears in the halls of Asphodelos, claiming to be none other than the chief key warder himself. The creature mocks you with cryptic warnings before vanishing, leaving naught but questions in his wake. Their answers beckon from the shadows of Abyssos, daring brave souls to seek them out. Alright. Join in. And I don't know how long this is going to take for the queue. But hopefully it won't be too long since I am a healer. But we'll pause here and we'll be back when it's ready. Alright. There we are. Let's go. Well, that's not good. I'm teleported into one of the cages. Mythic creation Proto-Carbuncle. That's a far cry from the cute little carbuncle that we're familiar with. Alright, here we go. Who's tanking? Whoever has their tank stance up, I guess, is tanking. Actually, let me reduce low effects just so that we can see what's going on. Oh, I need to get behind him. Did not get behind in time. Alright, we actually want to stay over here because it's going to reflect off that energy wall. Who's actually main tank? You are the main tank. Alright. Confirming. Alright, so the AoEs like reflect off the walls. Oh, he's doing Searing Ray again. Get behind. Acidic Slaver. Alright, acid's dissolving the cage. Nasty looking bugger. Alright, we want to be over here. Okay. Shields on the tank. Ooh. Voice got a little weird there. Alright. Alright, we want to get away from those green ones. Let's see. Yeah, you. Go for some MP here. Okay, he's gonna move in a specific pattern. Okay, right about there. Alright, and we want to get to where the first was. I think he just ate the tank. And he just one-shot the tank. Alright, the other healer's got him. Alright, now... want to move in there. Oh, Searing Ray. We want to be over here and away from the green. And then we want to move over here. Get away from the Searing Ray. Alright, easy win. Alright, we're gonna reseal this guy. Well, let me pause it while we roll for loot. So, just a moment. Alright. Loot's been distributed. Let's head out of here. So this is where research is conducted on creations imbued with poisons and venoms. Ericthonios and I were conveyed not far from here. It seems our foe is finding it more difficult to surprise us. Fortunately for you, since they appear particularly keen to see you dispatched as quickly as possible. Even alone you are a force to be reckoned with. Part of me is glad you emerged victorious, and I might observe you further. Red mask holder. Yeah. Lahabrea, I presume? Were the circumstances different, I might thank you for keeping my son alive for this long, but I believe we can forego introductions, unless I have misread you. Am I supposed to know who you are? We'll just say Lahabrea. Passably perceptive. Yes, I am Lahabrea, the Convocation of 14. If you truly are who you claim to be, then answer this question. That can wait. What is this? Oh, this is curious. The drop I wove at your feet reacts to ether, but you remain unaffected. Such thin ether and an unfamiliar composition besides. It is of no matter, I suppose. A more direct approach will beget the same results. I would advise you to think carefully before deciding your next action. Strike me down here, and Ericthonios' wish shall remain unfulfilled. Never again shall he meet Athena. Mother? You would dare hide behind her name? Listen well, Ericthonios. We are of the same mind concerning your mother. You have your allies for protection. What harm is there in hearing me out? Ericthonios, wait. There's a question I must needs ask first. If you truly are Lahabrea, why speak such blatant lies? Bitter in defeat, are we? Say my name. A simple request. Themis, was it? A trifle soon forgotten, as are you. Wrong answer. Yes, I have my answer, because we know who Themis actually is. He's trying to see if Lahabrea knows. Lahabrea that I knew took pride in the convocation and would never suffer its denigration. You sully his station with this farce. Themis, what are you saying? Lahabrea and I hardly saw eye to eye, but I know his voice when I hear it. Indeed, he makes a passing fine imitation in appearance and manner. However, the real Lahabrea would never call me by the name Themis. Well, I think that's our real Lahabrea. What trouble have you gotten yourself into, Elidibus? Yes, because Themis is Elidibus. And one member of the convocation would always refer to another member by their convocation title. Imposter, you have no right to claim that form, that mask. What? Who? Was a mask that sickened me to wear. The mask of Lahabrea, a man who values his position above all, who would murder his own wife in pursuit of duty. Yet you would assume my name and wield powers that are mine by right. Any worth you may have hinges on that which you so despise. Such trite provocations, I will not be goaded into finishing this ere my work is done. Erchthonios, listen well, I am Hephaestus. Oh. We knew that Hephaestus was going to show up at some point, and it is I whom you should call father. What in the name of creation? You would do well not to stand idle while our enemy is about. I believe an explanation is order, Elidibus. Let us return to safety so you may provide it. Ah, that sounds more like the Lahabrea I know. And Elidibus is not using his red mask. To conceal that he was a member of the convocation, obviously. Before we depart, however, I must offer you an apology. As Lahabrea said, I am Elidibus, one of the convocation and emissary of their will. For reasons which do not involve you, it was necessary to hide my identity while investigating this place. Still, that hardly excuses my deception. I had a feeling. Your perceptiveness does not surprise me. When the time comes, it shall make my explanation all the easier to understand. In any case, we have pressing matters to attend to. Let us do as Lahabrea suggested and return to the gates. We can speak there. Yeah, let's get out of this acid pit. Please help him. Save him. Distant voice. Alright, Lahabrea. I see Elidibus has chosen to keep odd company. Such a vexing composition of ether you possess. Really? Erchthonios? I still don't understand. He's a bit lost. Alright. Elidibus. As you are aware of by now, I am known as Elidibus. After my dear friend Azem and I detected irregularities in Pandemonium, we decided the best course of action would be to hide my station as I conducted my investigation. I'm sure Lahabrea as well is eager to find out why I hid who I was, but I shall save that story for later. First, I would like to speak of you, my friend. Although neither Azem nor I had ever met you in the flesh, you came with her highest recommendation. That alone was enough for me to accept you as an ally without question. That somewhere in the world a guiding star so similar to herself was out there amused Azem to no end. There was not a shade of doubt in her heart that you would be a formidable ally. Furthermore, I have heard stories that Mistress Vana, who held the position of Azem previously, journeyed with a familiar much like yourself. That made the decision to trust you all the easier. She too now dons the white robes of an advisor. If she placed her absolute faith in you, I knew I would be in capable hands. Aware though I was of the path you had walked, I had no interest in exposing you. I merely wanted to meet you, to travel by your side for a while. I know but a small portion of your whole story, but that is enough for me to believe you would never lead me astray. I wanted to tell you that. Yeah, so we don't know exactly, like, how long this is taking place after the events that we participated in during the main story. With, Van Daniel, Hermes, and Meteon. This could be some time after that. Alright, Eric. I don't know how long it's been since last we spoke. Or since we last spoke, Lahabrea, and in truth be told, I had hoped we never would again. When I see now that I was a fool to think it would ever escape your meddling, just what is that thing that called himself Lahabrea, and why is he the spitting image of your younger self? I find it hard to believe you've only just now found out such a being was wreaking havoc in Pandemonium. Do you think matters would simply sort themselves out? I suppose you deserve at least a cursory explanation. I was well aware of the anomalies occurring within Pandemonium, including the fact that Azem and Elidibus had taken upon themselves to investigate. I saw no reason to insert myself into the situation. For a time, that was... imagine my surprise when, instead of a formal report from you and yours, I received a communication from one of the key wards stating that research and operations were proceeding as usual. While Hephaestus' deception was almost childish in its simplicity, it became plain to me that your grasp on the situation was slipping. So you knew of his existence from the beginning. I can hardly imagine that you would suffer another to masquerade as one of the convocation, not without good reason at least. As you well know, the name Lahabrea is but a marker of my station. 'Tis not the name I was born with. Hephaestus has claimed that for himself. I cannot fault him for it, as he is my other half, in a manner of speaking. He knows all that I know, my equal in every way, yet within his heart is naught but greed, envy, and desire, all the emotions that we are loath to acknowledge within ourselves. So he's basically your shadow, to use terminology from Jungian psychology. Or from Persona. If what you say is true, the purpose, what purpose would such a being serve? He is the product of experimentation gone awry, a reminder of the days when I was yet young and reckless. I thought him sealed away for good, but it seems he has a way of unearthing the shame we bury. Or it seems time has a way of unearthing the shame we bury. When you spoke of my mother, he looked at you with venom in his eyes, blamed you for her death. Tell me, was he right to do so? His words were but the ramblings of a tortured mind. The hatred and despair he endures has warped his view of the world irreparably. And now that he has awakened, he must be put to rest. If he succeeds in breaching Pandemonium's protective wards, he shall invite disaster unto our star. As chief key ward of Pandemonium, it is my duty to decide the proper course of action. As such, I declare that all research shall be summarily abandoned and the facility destroyed. The Scorched Earth policy. Alright. What? You would leave the other warders to their doom? The choice befitting Lahabrea. Do you disagree? You speak of duty, and ours is to guide our star and its inhabitants upon the correct course. It is no surprise that you would choose annihilation of Pandemonium if its existence posed even the remotest risk to our people. Yet, as you can see by Eric Thonius' response, the decision is somewhat more nuanced than that. Azim and I grappled with this conundrum for some time, in fact. That is precisely why I chose to involve myself directly. It was the only way I could truly determine the best solution. And need not trouble yourself with that further. The chief keyword must prevent the worst from occurring, no matter the cost. Your feelings, Elidibus, are of no consequence. Have you taken even a moment to consider another path? No. You spared nary a thought for aught but yourself and your duty. You have no idea of the trials we've endured, the foes that Ayame has stood against. Ayame, is it? A being of such ether as I have never seen. What are you? An interesting question. She is the guiding star that shall lead us safely through this. Thanks to her stout arm and steadfast courage, we have subdued the mythic creations and returned them to their cells. Speaking of which, I would hear your opinion, Ayame. As outsiders, we are in a unique position to look upon circumstances with our vision unclouded by attachment. That's, I guess, people are confused by who Elidibus is. No, because we don't really know this particular Lahabrea, or version of Lahabrea, because we know that, well, the intervening thousands of years and efforts to try to rejoin the worlds have kind of taken their toll on the Unsundered. So we won't say that yet because we don't really know for sure. It's too soon to give up on saving the others. Agreed. We still know next to nothing about Hephaestus, and I highly doubt Lahabrea has been forthcoming with the truth. But we've managed to regain control of Asphodelos. He must be made to see that there is merit in continuing on this path. I have it. Speak in your official capacity as Elidibus the Emissary. Judge which approach is more sound, and even Lahabrea would be compelled to listen. As Elidibus, I am duty-bound to assess the matter from a position of impartiality. My opinion as Themis can carry no weight. You understand what that means, yes? I do. Even so, you've walked with us all this time, seen what we've seen. Based on that alone, I trust that you'll find the best way forward. Very well. Then in my capacity as emissary, I shall state my judgment. At present, there are merits both in destroying Pandemonium outright and in taking time to rescue its researchers, and neither is yet an impossible task. Therefore, I judge the most measured choice would be to continue upon our present course. We delve into Abyssos, interring any mythic creations we encounter along the way. You have yet to witness Ayame's might and Erichthonios' resolve. I would ask that you see our capabilities firsthand, and only then decide if our endeavor is futile. If such is the will of the emissary, then I shall obey. However, if indeed I find your strength to be lacking, I trust there will be no objections to the immediate destruction of Pandemonium. You needn't worry about that. We won't fail. You are bolder than I remember. And you're even more tedious than I remember. I mean, come find me when you're finished. Erchthonios is understandably frustrated, but if we are to conquer Abyssos, we must go forth with clear heads. Pray lend an ear to his troubles, that their weight might be lightened. There's some bad blood there. Alright. Let's go talk to Erchthonios. You're not gonna transform on me again, huh? You do have my gratitude, ill-fit as I am to show it at the moment. Without your words to sway him, Lahabrea would have carried out his plan without a second thought. When at first we realized the creations had slipped their bonds, the other keywords had all in their power to restore order, even though they could have chosen escape, they remained to aid their allies. I'm certain not a soul among them would wish to see this facility erased from the world, and they don't deserve to be abandoned simply for carrying out their duty. And besides, Hephaestus has secrets yet untold, secrets that would be buried if Pandemonium were reduced to rubble. I mean to uncover the truth behind his words, the truth of my mother. While Lahabrea was quick to dismiss his claims, I fail to see what Hephaestus would gain by fabricating such a story. All I was told of my mother's death was that she perished in an accident. No one would say more. It was almost as if they feared saying more, in fact. Even if it was not Lahabrea that dealt the fatal blow, we've seen with our own eyes how quickly he can condemn others to die. I only wish to know, at last, what befell her. What do you think, Ayami? Does the Lahabrea you know have any regard for the lives of others, or will he carry out his duty with another's blood on his hands? Well, I think he's perfectly willing to do whatever he needs to do whatever he wants to do. I have no idea what he might be like in this age. This age? Just how long has it been since last you met? It's a long story. Regardless, I'd like you to try and view him as he is now. Another opinion would be much appreciated. But it's plain there's much to consider. Thank you, Yami. It's easy for me to get carried away by emotions where he's concerned. We should focus on the task at hand, proving to Lahabrea that we are capable of saving Pandemonium and its keepers. The most convincing way to do that will be to regain control of Abyssos. Although I'm loath to admit it, he would know more about these depths than any of us, and seeing as how we require every advantage we can afford, Ame, would you speak to him for us? He seems to have a special interest in your capabilities and may deign to help at your suggestion, if only to see what you can do. As I said, we have no idea what the intervening millennia have done. Lahabrea. Yeah. Alright. Themis? Despite recent developments, our plan remains unchanged. Pray call me Themis for the time being. It shall put us all in the correct mindset, and in fact, I may be coming to prefer that name. Okay. Eorzea appears to have a deep trust in you, and Elidibus tells me you share some relation to Azem. Yeah, again, it's a long story. Your unusual ether does not mark you as a familiar. It is unlike anything I have seen, even among the countless concepts I have observed. I think that I would encounter an existence I could not create by my own hand. Azem never ceases to surprise. The previous Azem was much the same, and taking the entirety of the star into consideration, she came to hold dear emotions and people that a more logical mind would have discarded. This made her act in her own self-interest more often than not. Just as you and Elidibus have conducted yourselves in this matter. The true danger of Azem's nature is its tendency to infect all those she comes into contact with. Emetzelk said much the same. Trust that I shall do naught that would violate my duty. And yet, you so frivolously invoked your authority as emissary to justify this little excursion. It matters little, however. Only your deeds can speak for you now. You wish to know more of Abyssos, I take it? Although I no longer have control over many of its functions, I can yet sense what creations lie within. The chief keyword's reach is far indeed. Well then, what do we have to look forward to? I sense no creations of note. Perhaps they have been made into fodder for experimentation. Perhaps they have been transferred to the deeper circles. Yet, Hephaestus would never allow you safe passage. He has left a trial for you to overcome. I speak of Hegemone. Would it be J or G? Hegemone. Probably hard G. Gamma, yes. If we're going by the Greek. Keyword of Abyssos. Although her presence is stained with marks of corruption, it is unmistakable. I knew her as a woman gifted in magic and blessed with a highly logical mind. While I can sense those qualities within her still, there is something else at work. If I had to hazard a guess, I would say it's because she's already been twisted into a Hemitheos. Or, yeah, Hemitheos. Doubtless against her will. Yame. Themis. We must rescue her from that cruel fate. If we cannot, we can at least seal her away until we find a means to undo the damage. Your allies make you bold, Eorzea. I very much look forward to seeing how far they carry you. Probably more like Hemitheos. All right. Sixth circle. I think we still have plenty of time for this. Let me just check. Yeah, we should have enough time to run this one. Let's go ahead and see what we're in for. Abyssos, the sixth circle. Again, I'll be back when it's ready. All right, there we are. Let's go. Like slime all over the walls. Yeah, that's not good. All right, well, square pattern on the floor. Hegemone. Oh yeah, that's something I need to do. Crank that up. Stay out of those areas. Alright, stay away from her left and right. Stay away from her front and back. Left and right again. Alright, yeah, this is gonna put a parasite on you. And then you're gonna get a countdown and hit a cone AoE, so just right off the map. Alright, this again, and I think he's gonna layer something on top of this. Yep. Alright, rotation mechanic. Alright, we're getting marked with the parasite again. Alright, who's gonna count down first? Those guys are gonna count down first. Oh, crud. Too busy watching the other people count down. Wasn't watching the boss. Alright, now these are going to swap. So we actually want to go to the other... Ooh, those are going to swap. Okay, I'm going to be here. Those are gonna swap. Oh, we've got... Oh, other healer. We're not to a level 3 limit break yet. Alright, let's spew that off the map. Alright, let's get someone raised. We want to be over here. All right, I'm gonna hit it. We want to be over here. A couple guys chose poorly. Okay, we want to be here. Okay, other way, other way, other way, other way. That server ticked. All right, let's get up. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. It's oh no 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 no. We want to be here. We want to be here. Everybody else sitting in the wrong spot. Alright, there we go. Alright. Let's put her away. Alright. I'll go ahead and roll for loot. I'll be right back. Okay, loot's been distributed. So let's head on out. And no cutscene. Interesting. Okay, well, let's check in. I can sense from here that Hegemone had been contained. The effect of Hephaestus' tinkering is even more dire than I had imagined. Themis. It is to be expected. Erechthonios appears quite pleased with our victory. There we go. We've won. The key ward is sealed away and alive this time. Lahabrea can't deny us now. Oh, I'm sure he's gonna find something to nitpick. Our plan was a success, although I hardly need tell you that. Hegemone has been sealed away, and now you have no choice but to admit the merit in our methods. You have the right of it. I am not so petty as to deny the achievements of those I've squabbled with, no matter how strongly we disagree. Moreover, this being, ether as thin as a retreating mist, unable to wield creation magics, yet powerful enough to subdue Hamithios, has made this ordeal far more interesting. Yeah, we're strange, aren't we? Then we have leave to continue. As for that, there is one among you whose very presence puts the others at risk. It would be best to proceed without him, for failure would have consequences that reach far beyond pandemonium. And of whom do you speak? Who do you think he's talking about? A warder who cannot even conduct his duty without aid. In this place, hope alone is not enough to overcome what awaits you. A single misstep will send all to their doom. As long as we each do our part and look to the allies by our side, even a neophyte can upraise his companions. That's something that Ayame and Themis taught me. While I do not wish to express any bias, I am inclined to agree. If my investigation has made anything clear, is that we are together greater than the sum of our parts. And hope has brought us this far. It drives us to seek the right path and to act before that path lies closed to us. And tell me, what is it you hope for? To see Hephaestus in chains. That's the surest way to prevent further sacrifices. And where the destroying pandemonium would rid us of him, but the cost is far too great. And I admit, I wish to know how he means to resurrect Athena. And there we have it. You must leave this place at once. Do not think to set foot in pandemonium again. You are capable, that much is plain. Yet Hephaestus cannot be suffered to live, and I shall not allow his talk of resurrection to poison mine or anyone else's mind. Life flows in a cycle, this is known. All souls return to the underworld, and Athena's is no exception. She has likely found a new vessel and a new journey to embark upon. You cannot be ignorant of the folly of Hephaestus' words. Even were he to breathe life into a body, the soul contained within would not be your mother's. What if our knowledge is imperfect? What if Hephaestus has discovered something that no one else has? He knows all that you do, understands the bitter reality of the world. He wouldn't pursue the impossible. Think, Erechthonios. I've already explained that he is merely my twisted reflection. Is it worth bringing back your mother if it means others are used and discarded like tools? Is it worth it to see her once more? Now you measure the worth of your colleagues' lives. What was that foolish braying about saving them? Merely a performance to hide your childish devotion to your mother? Please, such barbs will get us nowhere. We should first discuss... You would call me fool? You who murdered your wife in service of your ambition? For the sake of the star, no doubt. I can hear it again, that voice inside my head. I know who to follow. Hephaestus, father. He's being influenced. Mother, oh, I love you so, and his voice will guide me to you. Yep, he fell into the trap. No, listen not, Erechthonios, another distant voice. Apologies, you taught me that a calm heart stays the course, but I could never even grasp the rudder. And he's out. Alright, Themis. This was Hephaestus' work, there can be no doubt. It seems he learned from his previous failure. Hephaestus is cunning despite his warped mind. Whatever took hold of Erechthonios, it made short work of his reason. From the moment he laid eyes upon me, I could sense his hatred and rage, simmering below the surface. It was but a matter of time until it spilled forth, and that was when he fell into the spell's embrace. A magic woven with such skill that Erechthonios himself failed to notice until it was too late. If this is the measure of Hephaestus' power, then the other keywords had little chance to resist it. We saw his work during our encounter with Hesperos. Doubtless, Hephaestus' magic fed his ambition and envy until there was room for naught else in his heart. And there was something else besides. Did you not feel the presence of another? Yeah, that distant voice. As I thought, someone was trying to warn Erechthonios. But whom? Could it have been one of the keywords? Alas, their warning arrived too late. I had already provoked Erechthonios past the point of no return. I bear the burden for this failure. In my stubbornness, I could but scorn the boy, and Hephaestus knew that. Now I dread to think of the ordeal that awaits him due to my rashness. There is time yet to save him. We can easily regain control of Abyssos, giving us a firm foothold from which to brave Pandemonium's lowest level. The enemy is within reach. Just as with Hesperos, Erichthonios is in danger of being consumed by Hephaestus' spell. However, I have faith that he will not easily lose sight of himself. The way forward is clear. Lahabrea, pray tell us all you know of what we shall find beyond Abyssos. I can only assume one more keyword lies in wait. The deepest level of Pandemonium is called Tartaros, and your passage shall be challenged not only by a keyword. Hephaestus has laid traps in every corner of its halls. You have no hope of surviving far past the threshold. That, I expect, is where Ayame shall shine. Her dissolute ether shall allow her to slip through the traps unimpeded. We saw it when Hephaestus had no effect, and doubtless even he has yet to devise a countermeasure. And time is of the essence. Hephaestus is already well aware that you can match a keyword in battle. He will not stand idly by while you stroll past his other defenses at your leisure. Agreed. However, clarity will be indispensable in our success, and I'm afraid I must insist upon it ere we depart. What's up? We have yet to discern to what end Hephaestus would use Erichthonios. If you know, I would ask that you enlighten us. And then there is the matter of Athena. Why do you so fiercely rebuke Erichthonios' feelings for his mother? While I understand the very thought of resurrecting the dead is anathema, you act as if grief over her passing should be equally so. How are we to grapple with what plagues our friend and drives our foe if you refuse to acknowledge it? I do acknowledge it. I wish only to spare those that feel its still greater pain. Did you mean to protect Erichthonios with your silence? How dare you? No, you are right. The blame for Erichthonios' fate rests squarely on my shoulders. Very well, I shall lay bare the truth, but only after the foe before us has been laid low. The remaining keyword is Agdistis. Agdistis? She has served in Pandemonium since its inception, and her affinity for magic is peerless even among the keywords. Hephaestus knows that losing her would mean the end of his experiments. He has hidden her in a space unreachable by conventional means. But your presence makes mockery of such barriers. The scarcity of your ether means it will be trivial to send you directly to Agdistis. Agdistis? We shall approach as closely as caution will allow. We know where the battle will commence, so I do not anticipate difficulty in detecting your presence. From afar, I should do my best to provide you with ground on which to fight and phantom allies to aid you. As for the interment, I have yet to think of a foolproof method. Interment shall not be necessary. From here, I can sense Agdistis' essence, but it is scarcely recognizable. Hephaestus was more ambitious with her than he was with Hegemone. She has been transfigured such that barely a scantling of herself remains. We can but take comfort in what a mercy the underworld would be to her. Alright, so we're putting her out of her misery. Alright, 7th Circle, now available. And this is where we're going to go ahead and end this episode. We will proceed with probably the rest of Abyssos when we come back for next episode. So for now, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.